that he's going to say that Congress is going to support financial aid to student loans.
I would like to hear him talk about the importance of education and making it accessible to everyone, regardless of financial status.
What he's going to do to try and help this problem, because it is a growing problem around our nation with a bunch of college students who are trying to do better in their life, but when they get out of college, they're suffered with a whole bunch of debt, and there's not a lot of jobs right now. So.
I don't think it makes any sense, essentially. It just discourages people from, coming and getting an education. So isn't that what America's about, having the opportunity to get an education?
That also makes some people not want to go to college, so I feel like that's not helping students out who do want to go to college and get an education. For like people like me who already pay loans, if it's going to increase, it kind of makes me think, all right, is it worth it? Because I don't plan to be in debt for the rest of my life, which is why go to the Air Force, so it can help pay off some of this debt. And I feel like you shouldn't have to rely on like the military or like things like that you don't necessarily want to do just to pay off school. I don't think you should have to worry about money when it comes to getting your education. So
America is about giving everybody a chance to do well.
I would really like to, I think Obama's already been addressing this, and in his online address that he gave last week, he was talking about this, but just the fact that keeping interest rates low for student loans allows young people to become financially independent of their families and start careers earlier on. And it also allows people to make choices that are better for them in the long run. The reason why I'm graduating early is because I don't want to have to shackle myself to the highest paying opportunity, even if it might not be the best thing for my personal and professional development. I think that the high student loan debt really affects students' career choices in a way that that might not be the best for them over the long term.
I'd like him to talk, obviously, about the student loans, but then also the future of education and where he wants it to go and how he wants to make education, especially higher education like college, more accessible to the greater population.
Yeah, definitely the same. And also just to make sure that he's going to say, give us real feedback and give us like what he really is going to do, because I feel like sometimes officials just come and they just say, okay, everything's going to be okay, but they don't really give us a clear outline of what they're going to do. So I think he should really focus on giving us a clear outline, because students here want to know what he's actually going to do, and it's definitely important for us to know before we go and elect our next president in the fall.
But we only finished paying off our student loans. Check this out, I'm the President of the United States.
I think it should be an absolute priority. I understand the importance of taking responsibility for your own education and having a stake in it by helping to pay for it with student loans, but members of Congress need to understand that the amount we're paying for college now is astronomical compared to what it was a few decades ago, and so there has to be some level of reason here. It becomes crippling.
North Carolina, indulge me. I want to briefly tell you what we've already done to help make college more affordable, because we've done a lot. Before I took office, we had a student loan system where tens of billions of taxpayer dollars were going to banks, not students.
I think Congress should be doing what they can to lower the interest rates for students, especially we're not made of money. I'm also in the lucky position not to be having to pay student loans, but I can only imagine those students who are working multiple jobs just trying to already manage what they can. So I think our government should be definitely doing more to make it easier for the students.
It impacts every kind of student. It doesn't have to be in-state student, out-of-state student, international students, student from first generation students.
Yeah.
I think it impacts every single student that we have at Carolina and all of the states. So of course
It transcends social class, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So this is a fight for all of us to have same opportunities.
All colleges.
Higher education is the single most important investment you can make in your future. So I'm proud of all of you for doing what it takes to make that investment.
Mr. President, I'm from the North Carolina state. I'm hoping that I can graduate, so please don't double my rate.
Oh, yes. Don't double my rate.